So the Suns beat the Nets, and through parts of it, it was a blowout. James Harden missed a whole lot of shots, including all of his threes, including this one here where Mikal Bridges makes him not even hit the rim. Now, Harden did have 14 assists. He also had 7 turnovers. And I think the Suns did a good job of cutting off his driving lanes and making him second guess what he wanted to do. I mean, you look at this one again. Once he gets past Bridges, it's Ayton and CP waiting for him. Then he has this moment of like, I guess I'll throw it to DeAndre Bembry. Another one here where it's really similar. I mean, this time it's Booker and Ayton. And, I mean, Harden is the driving lane there. Obviously, he did not think it was. And that's another miscommunication turnover. And then we have Mikal Bridges, who steals the pick and pop attempt from Harden to Millsap. But still, I mean, this is multiple times now last night where Harden driving lane was potentially there and he just did not take it. Here's another Mikal Bridges steal, and it's another example of Harden just choosing to pass out of something. Now on to Phoenix's offense. Booker was doing a lot with the LaMarcus Aldridge switches. He had that step back here. It's another Aldridge switch. Just too easy for Booker. CP gets in on the picking on LaMarcus Aldridge stuff, and he gets to the one spot where he probably shoots 90% from. That's a joke, but you know what I mean. Another switch. LaMarcus, you feel a little bad for him. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Another guy I want to highlight for Phoenix is JaVale McGee, who I feel like has been pretty damn solid as the backup center. He had 10 rebounds in 16 minutes last night. There is very little drop-off when the Suns go to their bench players, and I think McGee has been a decent reason for that. Now let's check out some more Mikal Bridges steals. So he denies Millsap the drive or whatever that was, then steals the pass supposed to go to him, and then he finishes it on the other end. I tweeted last night that Mikal Bridges was made by the role player gods, and I do feel confident with that. Let's just look at this one again, because why not? This one's real nice as Bridges times it perfectly to reach in when KD makes his move on Cam Johnson. This one is pretty fun. Watch Mikal from the corner. KD thinks he's got a transition thing, and then Mikal, he's such a pest. Now, speaking of steals, Jared Vanderbilt's going to get one here, as he gets that one from Korkmaz. D'Lo had himself a whole bunch of points in the fourth quarter in the overtimes as the T-Wolves continue their heroic run. And what do you know it, you get another Jared Vanderbilt moment. He did one of those Tyson Chandler type of offensive rebound things right to D'Lo. And here D'Lo gets that screen from McDaniels, and Seth Curry did what he could, but that's kind of D'Lo's sweet spot. And it was a similar thing here as we get to the overtimes for D'Lo. You know, the Sixers can tell themselves, well, look, you know, fade away about 15-footer, we'll feel good about that. But again, D'Lo likes this, and also him getting from the three-point line to right here, it wasn't much of a struggle. And these two shots in the first overtime were pretty nuts. I think it's safe to say that the D'Lo Twitter avatar people have been having a good, 15 hours or whatever it was since this game ended. The defense from Tobias was pretty alright there, but D'Lo wasn't missing anything. Now, of course, I can't resist mentioning the T-Wolves defense a bit. D'Lo does a great job of stealing the bounce pass that was going to be a pick and pop for Embiid. And then Taurean Prince has a really difficult layup over Embiid. And then on the very last play, I'm not totally sure what the action was supposed to be for Philly. Edwards blocked that one. If you simply look at the film, I mean, I'm sure Embiid was determined to get this, but Seth Curry, wide open and then some. Maybe that would have been the better option. Here was another really good defensive play for the T-Wolves in the fourth, where Edwards comes in at just the perfect moment to steal that from Embiid. I mean, that is a bit of a risk, because if you don't get that, then, I mean, look, you got Thibault cutting, you've got Niang in the opposite corner, but if you get it, then okay, cool, you got it. Now let's look at some of Miami's assists in the fourth quarter against the Bulls. That's a missed three. Then Kyle Lowry making a Kyle Lowry play, an offensive rebound into an assist for Gabe Vincent, or to Gabe Vincent, you know what I mean. Lowry underneath the basket, same thing. Gabe Vincent, who went nuts in the fourth quarter. Now shout out to Eric Spoelstra on this one. So Lowry is going to be defended by the internet's favorite defensive player, Alex Caruso. And while that's happening, Gabe Vincent is relocating to the opposite wing, and so Derek Jones Jr., Lonzo, they've got to make a decision of where are we going to go. And I mean, the closeout from Lonzo is pretty good, but it did give Gabe Vincent some time. Here you get DeRozan, who really should not have jumped into the crowd trying to steal it from Bam. Chicago recovers pretty okay, but Miami's swing offense can be tough. And then we have this one where Lowry hits a tough three over DeRozan off of a Vincent pass. But to look at this again in the paint, I think Lowry and Max Strus force Caruso and DeRozan to switch, which gets Caruso off of Lowry. Then from there, Jimmy sets a little bit of a screen on DeRozan as Lowry flashes out to the corner. Just some nice Miami Heat actions. Now for Hawks, Knicks. The Hawks shot like 25% from three. Some were pretty makeable, like that one. And there were others where the Knicks did a really good job of closing out. And for the Knicks offense, let's highlight Obi Toppin. And whenever Obi can get some momentum to the rim, good things happen. Also, if he's just standing at the dunker spot, that's usually enough of a reason to throw it up there. Kudos to Emmanuel Quickley, who has the confidence to do basically anything, whether it's shoot a pull-up or make that pass. The Rockets also won again. What the hell is going on here? Armani Brooks was 5 for 11 from outside. And if you don't know much about him, it's understandable. He's only played about 35 NBA games so far. But last season, he shot like 38% on about 9 3-point attempts a game at the tail end of last year. So he is quietly pretty damn awesome from three. It should be said, though, Christian Wood was not in on the three-point party. Most of his stuff was inside. Here's a Kevin Porter Jr. Christian Wood alley-oop for you. Could that be the signature play for the Rockets for the next, 7 years? I don't know.